Hey guys, this is a detailed fashion figure tutorial which is a basic for fashion illustration. Here I am using an HB drawing pencil. You want to begin by drawing 11 horizontal lines equidistant from each other, followed by a single vertical line joining all these 11 lines. Next you want to label and number all these lines. First is where your head will start, second is where your chin is going to be. Exactly between the second and third is where your shoulders are going to be. Fourth is where your waist is going to come. Fifth is where your torso is going to end. Seventh is where you're going to draw the knees. For 10th, you're going to draw the ankles, and 11th is where your feet will end. To make the head, start by making a simple oval shape. Also, throughout the video, I'll be using a very light hand so that it's easier for me to erase the unwanted lines in the end. Next, you're going to mark how broad you want your shoulders to be. And how tiny you would like the waist to be. Now I'm just connecting all the dots. To end the torso, draw 2 dots exactly below the dot that you had made for the shoulders. Neck is probably the easiest to draw. Just make sure you don't make it too broad. To draw the joints like shoulders, elbows, wrist, knees and ankles, draw small circles. Here I am connecting the circle to the neck. For the elbow, a smaller circle should be either exactly below the shoulder or just a bit on the outside. Same goes for the wrist, either just below or a little bit on the outside. Now let's move to the bottom part of the body. The circles for the knees will be a bit bigger than the shoulder ones, exactly between the lateral end of the torso and the middle vertical line. Keep in mind that both the knees should be equidistant from the middle line. Exactly below this will come your ankles, but just a bit smaller. We have made the base, and now we're just going to connect. Connect all the circles by drawing straight lines. For the inner part of the arm, you start the line from the third line. For the part just below the elbow, make a longer oval shape and then connect by drawing a straight line. Here I'm making the oval shape and then connecting with a straight line. Doing the same on the right side. Here again I'm just connecting the knees with the upper part of the body. And moving downwards, I'll do the same for the ankles. To make the feet and the hands, you're going to draw this sort of a shape. I'm not exactly sure what shape it is. Here again I'm making the same shape for the hands. Doing the same on the right side. Now we're done with making the structure and basic proportions of the body. The only thing left is to add more dimension. For the shoulders, I am starting by making a dip from the circle that I had drawn and just connecting it with the neck. I'm doing the same thing on the right side. From the circle, making a dip and then just connecting it with the neck. Here I'll be making the outline taking help of the oval shape that I had drawn earlier. Here again, for the upper portion you don't have to worry much, just draw straight lines, but for the lower part you want to keep in consideration that you had drawn that oval shape for a reason. To make the chest, I am drawing sort of an inverted S on the left and an S on the right. This should be slightly outside of the outline that you had drawn earlier. The waist should be a little bit on the inner side of the outline. For the hips, I'm going to give it a little more curvature, and then for the thighs, you are going to draw another oval shape from the lateral part of the torso to the knees, and then using that you're going to make the outlines. You want to do the same on the right side as well. Again, I'm making this oval shape, and then using that I'll be drawing my outline. Again, do the same for the portion between the knees and the ankle. Now here you have to use your own mind how broad you want to make this shape. For this final outlining that I'm doing, I am going to make this a little more darker because I don't want to get this erased, while I'll be erasing the rest of the unwanted lines and markings. Here if you see closely, I have made a little dip right below the knee on the inner side of the knees on both the legs, so you also have to make that dip. Now we're done with it, and we are just going to erase all the unwanted lines and markings. And if you feel like you have erased some lines that you didn't want to erase, you can always go ahead and perfect those with the pencil. Make the collarbones right above the line you had drawn for the shoulder between the second and third. And to make the hands, this is the easiest method that I've found. I just make this shape and then I draw straight lines around it like this. Again on the right side, making this shape and then drawing one line, second, third and fourth. Just make lines in these directions and then just make some more changes and final touches. If you feel the need, you can of course go ahead and draw some facial features. I personally don't like to draw facial features. To make the hair, you don't need to be very precise. Just make the partition you want, either middle or side partition, and then just start drawing random strokes in the particular direction I'm drawing. And you can also just draw an oval shape for the head and not do anything, completely skip this part, but I like to draw the hair. And I personally like to draw the easiest hairstyle, which is the bun. And now your fashion figure is almost ready. Let me know if you want me to show you how I make different poses very quickly without making any of these markings or lines. Hope you learned something. I made all these markings for your convenience. Thank you so much for watching.